Howdy, guys, and welcome to episode 5 of this Arsenal career mode. I said that I'll do this as a video and not a live the way I was doing the others. And today we have couple of games to conclude, 3 games to look at. We are facing Real Madrid in the Champions League, and then we have Manchester United in the league and Fulham away also in the league. Remember the return legs against the recent results against this one. We drew, I think we beat United by 2-0, then went on to draw against Fulham by 1-1. Yeah, at Craven Cottage. So maybe we try to fix those ones today. But of late, if you haven't watched the live series, we have taken this one quite far. The last time I did an episode, we finished in the Bolton Wanderers game. The live started with the Manchester City one, and we have gone all the way to of late where we are currently playing West Ham United. Where we played West Ham, and our season, we were actually dismal, and I managed to save the season. We were knocked out by Shrewsbury Town in the Emirates FA Cup, who in fact are still in the FA Cup round of 16 somehow. Yeah, Shrewsbury Town in the League One, Skybet League One. I think they are bottom of the table. Yeah, they're dead bottom, 22nd on 10 points. Are in the Emirates FA Cup round of 16. They knocked Arsenal out of the Emirates FA Cup third round. I don't know what's going on in that regards to that team, but I could just say that it is quite interesting for them. It's nice because if you come into the England tab here and actually look at the Emirates FA Cup, Shrewsbury Town are facing Everton in the round of 16, and the only big teams remaining are Liverpool, Tottenham, and Manchester United. Even Manchester City were knocked out in the fourth round, as we were left it in the third round. But after that Shrewsbury Cup game, we went on to play Liverpool in the league. They battered us by 6-3. Then we traveled to PSG. We drew 1-1 against them in the Champions League. We drew 1-1 against Newcastle United in the league away from home. We then welcomed Tottenham at home in the Carabao Cup third round. We beat them by 2-0, goals from Ethan Nwaneri and Gabriel Jesus. Then we traveled to Chelsea, where we went and beat them by 3-1. Calafiori and Havertz scoring the goals for us. Havertz with 2 in that one. Welcomed Leipzig at home, drew against them 2-2. Havertz and Odegaard with the goals for us there. Nottingham Forest at home beat them by only 1-0, which was a 90th minute penalty. Martin Odegaard converting that one. And then friendly against Club Deportivo Santa Clara 3-1. That was just a friendly because of that international break. West Ham away, our latest match yet, beat them by 2-1. Havertz and Gabriel Jesus on the score sheet. Kai Havertz has been on the score sheet for a very, very long time. As you can see, across the board, almost all the games that he has played for us, he has scored. So Havertz has been our key man, our man to go to when we need goals. So he has been delivering. Currently, I think he has 8 goals. Yep, Kai Havertz has 8 goals in 13 games. The league's top scorer is Anthony from Manchester United with 11 goals in 12 appearances. Nicholas Jackson has 10 in 12. Jota has 9 in 11. Kulusevski has 8 in 11. Where the heck is Erling Haaland? Haaland is not in the top 10. Terms of there he is, number 9 with 6 goals in 10 appearances. Well, I don't think that's any realistic as it could have been, but anyway, that's what it is. Anthony leading the goal scoring charts with 11 goals. So the Anthony of this universe is well mad and crazy. And then we are currently 9th in the table, 19 points, having won 5, drawn 4, and lost 4. Aston Villa are leading the charge for the Premier League title with 10 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss on 32 points. Manchester City are just right behind them, 4 points away on 29. And then we have Liverpool, Tottenham, Crystal Palace are in 5th, Everton in 6th, Manchester United, Chelsea, and then us. For down there, we have Fulham, Wolves, and Ipswich that are currently in the relegation zone. Even Southampton are surviving. What's the position of Southampton? They are currently 12th. Remember, they beat us by 1 goal to nil at the Emirates on our first meeting. And then we also have newly promoted side Leicester in 11th, also surviving. Only 2 points behind us. Them Southampton are only 3 points behind us. And now, what inspired this turnaround that of the season that we have had? Remember, at a point in the season we were 14th in the table. This change in formation, we changed our formation from playing 4-2-4-3-3. Then we managed to do it to 4-2-3-1. It didn't work out. We went to a 4-1-4-1, and it has been working wonders for us. Calafiori, White, Saliba, and Timber out behind. Raya in goal. Jorginho, most they usually use Partey, but as you can see, the fatigue levels of Partey are quite high. Going for this next game, Jorginho will be starting as our defensive midfielder. Martinelli, Rice, Odegaard, and Saka in that 4 midfield position. But Martinelli and Saka, they are playing with the roles of a right wing and a left wing, not a left mid and a right mid. Havertz the only man up front. And also, as you can see, Gabriel has refused to come back from his vacation. He is still out on vacation this far into the season. So with that, I decided to offer him out in terms of transfers. I offered him out to Manchester City. I bumped up his value to around 55 million. I've already done it before. I don't know if I do it again whether it will work, because I already commissioned his agent to look for him. I bumped it up to 55,000. Yeah, it can't work. I already did it. So as you can see his description, the player is sick of the club he is now with. Gabriel is sick of Arsenal, and he's not even at the club. He's still at home resting. I've offered him to Man City for 55 million. We'll see if he will be bought, because we need that cash to look for a world-class centre back. Speaking of world-class centre backs, I have added a few on my short list in the last episode. I think the main one whom I added, and the main one whom I think would be a good option to go to, was Benjamin Pavard from Inter Milan. The 28-year-old looks really good. 83 rated center back in the January transfer window. I would like to go for him. His market value is only 30 million, so for around 40 million I could get him from Inter Milan, and maybe solve our center back problem. We have had that problem for a while now. I've been using White as a center back most of the time. If he gets fatigued, I always make shift and bring in Jakub Kiwior, who is also a good center back, but just not the level yet. If White is at 84 rated, Saliba is at 87 rated center back, Calafiori 79 on the right. On the left, Timber 78 on the right. I think we can improve that. Saka and Odegaard's ratings have decreased from 87 to 85 both. Rice, he has increased. I think he has also decreased from 85 to 84. Havertz is the only one who has increased from 80 to 84. Wow, he is really gaining those stats. Martinelli has also decreased quite a lot. I think it's because I've shifted them to play left mid and right mid and not attacking midfielder, I guess, because if I look at Odegaard as an attacking midfielder, he's an 89. Yeah, it's because of the shift of position. It's not that he has decreased. If we look at Saka, he's 88 on the right and 84 on the left. Martinelli is 81 as a left wing, so they are okay. I have no problem with that. So with that, that is the lineup that we are going to face Real Madrid with. That's our first team lineup. Any other discussions I would like to dive into? I don't. The only other thing that I don't know how to do is to mentor these lads, the lads in the youth team. I would love to know how to mentor them. That thing has just been stuck there, because I've heard that without mentoring they are not growing. I think I'll need to go to YouTube for some advice and also some ways to do that. But also the software has been adding me some players. Latest, Mohamed Diamande from Cote d'Ivoire, playing for Rangers. He is a central midfielder, I believe. Yeah, Diamande is a central midfielder, 76 rated central midfielder, 23 years of age. He is okay. We have Adagula from Real Madrid, 75 rated attacking midfielder. playing more of a right wing role, according to the game. 19 years of age, so he is a really really good prospect. He will be a good idea to add to my shortlist, and maybe look for a way I can yeah, improve this team later on, because my shortlist, the players I have, I won't sign all of them definitely, but maybe from that shortlist I may get some top players that I will be looking to go for. There I have a lot of players, and I think we can just improve the squad by doing that. But for now, in the striking department, I think Kai Havertz is doing a great job for me. Gabriel Jesus has refused to learn how to score goals. He knows only how to win corners. But kudos to him. He currently has 5 goals in the league. That's not a good start, but he's currently improving. I think I should set his training objective to finishing, and instead of the way he just continues kicking the ball against the keeper and winning us corners. Yeah, I'm going to set his training objective to finishing. His finishing is already 80, but I think he's not an 80 finishing player. He is down there, because the way Jesus has been doing dismally when he's brought on, I think he needs to improve something a little bit. So I'm going to set his finishing to 80, and then maybe his training can grow. But as you can see, his training progress, some are decreasing. His finishing was decreasing, it is down on the lows. Acceleration is increasing, but at a very low rate. His penalty taking is down 74, so I wouldn't trust him with penalties. For penalties we have Saka and Odegaard, so I'm going to let that be. But after all of that introduction and all of that talking, I think it is time to get into the Champions League phase. In the Champions League phase, so far we have had very very tipsy-turvy results that are just jumping everywhere. As you can see, on our first match day, we faced Atalanta, we lost by 4 goals to 2. On the second match day, we beat Slovan Bratislava by 2 goals to 1. We went on to draw against PSG 1-1, and then latest of all, we have drawn against Leipzig 2-2. We still have Real Madrid. I think we also have Borussia Dortmund. Do we? No, we have Real Madrid, we have Girona, and then we have PSV and Monaco. So those are the teams that we currently have in the Champions League group stage that we are going to face next, and we'll just see how the draw will do for us. As I said before, this draw has been quite realistic, except for a few teams, the likes of Real Madrid and Leipzig, which replaced it was Real Madrid, Leipzig, and Slovan Bratislava, which replaced a couple of teams that we did not face before in the real life scenario. But now currently I didn't find a way that I could look at the Champions League standings. As you can see, if I come here and I come to international competitions, that is the Champions League, it only gives me the results of the match day. It doesn't have the standings. Kai Havertz has 5 Champions League goals. Only David Stallish of Bratislava has more goals, 9 in 7 played, because I think they played through the league phase, or the whatever phase it's called. Do those goals also always count to add up to the goals scored in the whole tournament? I don't know, but Kai Havertz has 5 in 3 appearances, and he's 5th in the Champions League standings. He's top of the teams that are currently still playing in the Champions League at this point. Should I say it like that? Yeah, something like that. Anyway, we have a game to play. Real Madrid are at home. I really wish you would be traveling to the Santiago to see the groove, the way the stadium looks, how good it actually is to play in that cool stadium. But we are going to play at home against them, and maybe, just maybe, get a result. They're a good side. I wouldn't knock it off against them. They're a really really good side. So let's see how we will adapt to things. Also some big games to play for. I'm just going to tell the players to fight for every ball. There is match coming up, and the loading 3D match has loaded quite robustly. If you've been watching the live streams, it was always like loading up to this point, then disappearing, pausing, and then not loading at all. Okay, it just started. Let's just wait for the game. I'm a Madrid star, by the way. Let's see the lineup there for us. Courtois, Mendy, Alaba, Rudiger, Carvajal, Camavinga, Bellingham, Valverde, Vinicius, Mbappe, Adagula. Okay, they have started Adagula against us in this game, so I feel it's like somehow a little bit of standings for us. By the way, one of the tricks I used to get results in this game was switching these from playing the full match and going into highlights or gold stab, because of the way the match engine just goes against me. But for the sake of these videos, I think I am going to have to play it in this status. Kai Havertz as the first shot, saved by Thibaut Courtois. Yeah, it's always just, it's difficult. If I end up losing this game, it's really hateful for me, as there is a free kick. Adagula tackle. He has a really nice face patch, by the way. The graphics in this game, the faces, they're actually really great. Kylian Mbappe right here, just look at how handsome the lad is. And I think his handsomeness will be our problem or our death. And David Raya has just won us another corner. Raya has been our go-to savior this season. I don't know how to defend corners actually. Raya again in for us, and David Raya is going to really help us get great results in this game, as the ball goes out to Martinelli, does well to go past two. There was a tackle in the box, but the keeper did nothing about that. Vinicius, a lot of flair in him. Bukayo Saka now has the whole left wing to run into, just to cross a poor ball into the box, just as I said. Fiori, Havertz, there is a free kick from Rudiger. 43 minutes in, we are heading into halftime 0-0. I would say quite a positive. Against Real Madrid is really great. See, here they come. Hopefully I just didn't jinx it. Odegaard into Havertz. Kai Havertz goes through. Kai Havertz makes it 1-0 to Arsenal against Real Madrid in the 45th minute with his 6th Champions League goal. I told you, if you need goals in this club, you go and ask Kai Havertz to deliver them. Just a really good way to run into the box, slam it into the top corner. It is 1-0 and we are leading, heading into half time, unless Real Madrid have a response. No, they don't. Calafiori leads us down the tunnel as we go to half time. We are leading by 1-0. I wouldn't like for the team to get complacent. As you have just seen there, Real have more shots on target than us. We have more shots than them, but they have more on target than us. So in the halftime talks, I said last time I would try the captain's speech stuff, so I have to give a speech first. Let me use another speech point. I mean, this is a really huge game. Can I allow the captain's speech now? No, I can't. And then the player talks, I just come and tell the assistant, and yeah, he gives the players a little bit of a talk, and maybe they get themselves back into the game. That's what's going to be my next option. Martinelli's ball intercepted. Let me just make that change right now. Calafiori for Kieran Tierney. And then we see if we can see this game off. But with those substitutions, you expect them to bring more problems into the box, as Vinicius Jr. gets a cross into Adagula and Real Madrid equalize in the 83rd minute of the game. That is the real definition of a dagger into the heart. We held on up to this point quite well, and for them to just come and just get it out from a few substitutions is all it needed Carlo Ancelotti's side to get themselves back into this game. Hopefully we still have something up our sleeve to win this. Saka into Havertz. Yes, we do. 88th minute goal. They score and we redeem ourselves almost immediately. Kai Havertz with his second, his 7th in the Champions League, makes it 2-1. Saka with a really beautiful cross into him. Just look at the spin on that ball. Havertz with a nice on the ground volley. And now can we hold on? Can we hold on to the last few minutes? I think I set the tactic to attacking and we got that goal. And now I am going to switch our tactical bias to defending. And maybe we can just see out this game. As here comes, that one was almost 2-2. I thought Mbappe just equalized for them again there. As here comes Odegaard into Martinelli, looking for Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz going for a run. It is a penalty in the 90th minute. Rudiger with a poor tackle and a chance for us to seal this game. Rudiger gets a yellow card for that one. Just look at his mustache. That was nice. He just tackles Havertz, takes him to the ground, and Bukayo Saka chance to score, and him scores to make it 3-1. His first Champions League goal. You know, it's quite interesting. Saka has his first Champions League goal just now with that penalty. He has been providing the assists but not the goals. Okay, so that sticks. We have beaten Real Madrid at home by 3-1. Our season is back on track. If you can beat teams like Real, just look at the way I'm running down the line. Oof, that is nice. Kai Havertz with 2 goals, Bukayo Saka with 1, and Adagula pulled 1 back for them. Look at the elation in Declan Rice's eyes. Nice result there, really good. Tipsy Derby game, it was a good game. We had 8 shots, 3 on target. They had 6 shots, 4 on target. We scored all 3 of our shots on target. They scored only 1 of theirs. And 3-1 against Real Madrid at home in the Champions League. You have to call that a really good result, really great. And I'll call it a win for me, a really, really good win. Our man of the match, Kai Havertz, but our star man was David Raya with a rating of 10. This guy has come clutch for us this season very, very much with a rating of 10. Jude Bellingham was the highest rated player. Results elsewhere, any other games that had funny results? Atletico Madrid drew Bologna, Dortmund beat Fenerbahce 3-0, Leipzig beat Club Brugge 5-1, Manchester City beat Bayern Munich 2-1, PSG beat Liverpool 2-0, and AC Milan beat Midtjylland. Juventus were beaten by Aston Villa 2-1. PSV beat Slovan Bratislava 4-1, and Monaco were beaten by Benfica by 5-0. Yep. Okay, so that was the result around, and now we have a press conference. Why didn't Raheem Sterling play? I didn't make any particular substitution. Okay, I wanted, if you can do my job, then give it a try. Was subbed in, the question makes no sense. His training performance was not improving. I select the team, not the media. That's the only logical explanation that I can give you. Dude, my media status has gone -1. Okay, that was not a really good answer, but that was a stupid question, by the way. Why should the media ask me why Kai Havertz did not play? Why Raheem Sterling did not play? I'm the one who selects the team. Next up, we face Manchester United at home, and as you can see here, it is a huge rivalry. I have just seen this little graphic on the board here. It's something like 2 people knocking their heads against each other. But so far, Manchester United's rating is lower than ours, and their current form is higher than ours. So it depends on form, not the team rating in general. But today also Newcastle face Liverpool, and also Aston Villa face Brentford. So those are the big games to be watched according to the media. We also have Man City against Nottingham Forest, but Nottingham Forest are down. Gabriel Martinelli is suspended for this one. I think this one was because of the red card he picked up late in the game in the last match that we had. But now Leandro Trossard is still injured and will be out until the 12th of next month, I believe. He will be back in 5 days time, but since Martinelli is out, I think now it is a chance for Sterling to shine, and now I'm going to bring on Raheem Sterling into the game. Yep, Sterling into the starting lineup, and then just to switch things up, remove Martinelli and maybe bring on someone like Merino. Merino has missed out a lot on these few matches that we have played, and also Zinchenko. I'm also killing his potential as a left back. Zinchenko, substitute him in for Calafiori to play this game, and then for Ricardo Calafiori I'm going to remove Jakub Kiwior from the bench. Haven't played much with Zinchenko of late, so I think giving him that opportunity against somehow jaded Calafiori will be great, but Thomas Partey has to come back into the midfield for us to replace Jorginho, and then that is the lineup that we are going with: Zinchenko, White, Saliba, Timber, Partey, Sterling, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, and Havertz up front. Who looks seriously fatigued? Havertz is the most fatigued in the team with the 77 energy. Jesus is out there. I can't bring him on at halftime, but I think Havertz to start for us, get for us the goals, and then just leave. We have some news. White is injured, is a bruised toe, but he is back again. He's fit. Well, the lineup looks quite different with Sterling in it. Never saw it that way. They have Onana, Luke Shaw, Martinez, Delete, Mazraoui, Mainu, Casemiro, Bruno, Rashford, Hoyland, and Anthony. In this universe, Ten Hag has not yet been sacked, so they are playing their 4-1-2-3 formation, or their 4-2-3-1. As now the game begins, there is a lot of football to play. And within 3 minutes, Kobbie Mainoo has already received a yellow card. And here we go again. Anthony looking for Hoyland, gives it to Rashford, who screams past our players. Marcus Rashford cross into the box, finds Rasmus Hoyland, and Manchester United lead by 1-0. Well, I believed that we were doing great, but unfortunately we were not. Manchester United had up something else up their sleeve, and at the Emirates they lead us, and now we have something to fight for, I believe, as here comes Rashford again. I don't know why our defense is really slacking off, but Partey into Sterling. Sterling looking for that run, that ball into Havertz, doesn't find him. Odegaard looking for that ball into Havertz again, doesn't find him this time round too. Anthony to Mainoo, looking for Hoyland, intercepted. Havertz to Saka. Saka has the chance to run down that wing, does well to get past Mainoo, does well to get past the second one, but his cross into Sterling just lacking. Zinchenko into Sterling, tackled really poorly by Mathis de Ligt, and Mathis de Ligt has gotten a red card. Manchester United are down to 10 men, and now I think it's time to set our mentality to attacking. Yeah, let's get that tactical bias up, set that mentality to attacking. Manchester United are down to 10. This is a game we now should be winning. Cross into the box collected by Onana, and now we maybe have a chance, a hope, a glimmer of hope. Havertz intercepted again. Partey into Saka. Saka trying to look for Havertz. Those balls are really poor at looking for Havertz. As here comes Rashford, crosses it into the box looking for I think that was Anthony, but Anthony was quite far off. Havertz will collect, tackled by Casemiro, no foul given there, and now we are going into halftime down by 1-0. The Ligt has a red card, but we are not capitalized on that at all. That is a problem. Zinchenko with a yellow card, I think that is also another huge problem. We need to make that change. And Saka is fatigued, but I don't know whom to bring in for Saka. I have Nwaneri, but he is better on as an attacking midfielder than a right mid. Can he actually play right mid for us in this game? Let's give Saka some time. Maybe the second half he can try to do something better. Let's tell the players, I know you can do better. And then the captain's speech comes alive. Can I click it? No, I can't. And then player talks. Tell the assistant to do those. Get him, Calafiori to Sterling. Sterling does well, crosses it into the box. Saka was nowhere to be seen, and I think I need to make those substitutions and give Nwaneri and Jesus a chance. Maybe, just maybe, we can have some goals to call ours. Bring on Jesus, and also for Bukayo Saka, bring on Ethan Nwaneri. Jesus and Nwaneri are on. Do we have anything, or are Manchester United going to score from this corner? There it is. No. Manuel Ugarte scores from a corner. It is 2-0. We never expected that. That was poor. Look at what Ben White is doing. That was poor defending. And now we have 77 minutes in. I think I'm just going to switch into this and see this game off, because I don't think we have anything else. Ugarte with that goal, and now it is 2-0. We are not going to stand by any chance. 75 minutes in, Manchester United leading by 2-0. I think it is done for us. Maybe just maybe, if there may be salvation, but I don't see any. As here comes Sterling, the ball forward into Gabriel Jesus. He pulls one back for us. It is 2-1. Last few minutes, is there any hope? Hopefully there is. Yep, Jesus with that one slams it into the top of the net. It is the 81st minute. Nothing much to play for left. There's a lot to play for. Left. But now what can we do with the last few minutes of the game? These guys got 2 red cards. Onana man of the match for them. De Ligt and Mainoo both sent off. but we still don't manage to win. Wow, that just tells you the storyline, doesn't it? Okay, going into the next game, I've made a couple of changes. Defensively, we have Zinchenko, Kiwior, Saliba, and Timber, for which the midfield will also change a bit. We have Pate. Martinelli is back fit into the squad. Merino comes in to start this match. Nwaneri, Saka, and Gabriel Jesus up front. Nwaneri starts for Martin Odegaard, who is fatigued, and that is the lineup that we have for the next game. Wanted to substitute of Bukayo Saka, but just didn't see the potential of the player to bring on for him. So we are going to let that one be for now. And now just maybe start this game, and maybe we have something against Fulham. Fulham are playing for us like they don't have a goalkeeper. What has happened to the goalkeeper? It will be Milnes, Nelson, Smith Rowe, and the likes. I didn't see a goalkeeper on the lineup. I don't know why they don't have a goalkeeper, but anyway, the game is the game. The game will start. The game will play. Let's see how we are going to perform against this Fulham side. We were down in the Manchester United side, if I may say so. With that 1-0, I thought we would maybe come back to draw that one, or not even draw, win it. Immediately they got a red card, but they still managed to beat us 2-1 with 2 red cards. In fact, not just 1 red card. Merino, nice tackle, gets it to Gabriel Jesus, gives it out to Martinelli, tackled. I don't know why that was not given. I thought that was a penalty inside the box, as here come Fulham trying to go out on a really long counter attack. The ball goes out long to Iwobi, but he's not there to receive it, so it will stick and it will still be on our end of the field. Accepted. Rodrigo Muniz has all the space to run into, chooses the wrong option. I think that was the right option, crossing the ball into Nelson, and Alex Iwobi makes it 1-0 for Fulham. They are at home. They are already leading by 1-0. I think we are back to the problems we were facing. What's up with the form in the league? Iwobi again crosses it into Raya. Raya collects that one, comes clutch with that. Reece Nelson, poor tackle. I thought it was a poor tackle. It was actually a good tackle from Merino. Saka looking for Jesus, doesn't find him. Again, Iwobi going forward with that ball again, looking for Muniz. Merino intercepted again. Reece Nelson, Smith Rowe. The ball out wide to Iwobi, crosses it. Rodrigo Muniz makes it 2-0 for Fulham. What's not happening in this game, man? I thought we were back to the form that thought we were back to form and contention again after beating Real Madrid by 3-0, but now it seems like, yep, Fulham have made it 3-0 in this match. Man, I think I really do fear for us now. Well, half-time, Fulham 3, Arsenal 0. Wow. That just tells you the story now, doesn't it? Yeah, any players I can bring on? Well, just a couple of substitutions in there, bringing on Havertz, Odegaard, Jorginho, and Calafiori, and just maybe we can just see maybe at ourselves score at least 1 goal in this game. As the second half begins, I think we just receive one. Saka drives into the box, scores 1, and that, my guys, is a beautiful goal. Drives all the way from midfield, not managed to be closed down by the Fulham defense, and he converts that one to make it 3-1 for us. At least we can still score goals, even though we are losing games in the league. Are we still in contention for the Champions League at this point, really? In a team that is supposed to be there. Odegaard brings it to Saka. Bukayo Saka makes it 3-2. Saka is coming clutch for us when it is needed. Odegaard tried to shoot, it was blocked, but Saka does well to chip it past the keeper. It is 3-2. So maybe there is still something. Saka is coming back for us in this game, and maybe the comeback is on. 3-2. It is the 64th minute, so the game is still has a long way to go, but the only problem is that it may just keep quiet from here to the end of the game. So let's wait and see, and hopefully the comeback is still on. And in the last few games, this is actually really painful to watch, man. I can't believe that even though I'm trying my best to get this team back on form, we end up just losing games again and again. The board has dropped its yeah, the loyalty of the board is just dropping more and more. When I win games, I thought it would go up. It has actually not been going up, but it has been dropping more and more and more. Two back-to-back losses in the leagues, you have to expect it to go even lower. And now we have Everton at home up next to play. Let's see if maybe that can help us to get better. Well, I've made a few changes to the side. Calafiori, White, Saliba, Tomiyasu out on defense. Partey, Martinelli, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, and Jesus up front. For Everton, they have Pickford, Mikolenko, Tarkowski, Branthwaite, Patterson, Idrisi Gana, Gay, Ghana, Doucouré, Lindstrom, Broha, and Calvert Lewin up front for them. So just the way I have said, a little bit of something to do different in this game. I'm going to play it in terms of highlights, 2 times the speed, and we are just going to see how everything is going. Maybe we have something to talk about. Didn't plan on doing 4 games here, but I have actually done that. As here comes Pickford. That was the first highlight, free kick from Odegaard, but Pickford collected it. It was not a goal. And now here we go again. Everton have a chance maybe to score from this wing cross into the box. David Raya collects. That's I think the highlights tab. He just plays a lot of highlights, but I think it's quite slower than playing it only on goals. Worth knowing what else is going, but I'm just going to switch this one up to goals because the highlights, all the highlights are just not really helping, man. They're quite a lot and they have really no real action in them. We want to see goals. It's nice to see them trying to score, but we now want to see them score, not trying to score. Halftime 0-0 against Everton. Well, that just tells you how much this game is really not going for me, doesn't it? 0-0 against Everton, not something I expected to be talking about at halftime, but that is actually what is happening now. Just going to make a change, bring on Leandro Trossard for Gabriel Martinelli. And then we see how the second half holds on. 0-0 against Everton, man. Let us just try to at least win this one and get ourselves back on track. Oh, we have a penalty. Bukayo Saka scores one for us. And yeah, at least that's what I wanted to see. If we can't score against the really strong defensive low block of Everton, then such clutch moments like penalties can come in handy for us. So with that one, we lead by 1-0 in the 60th minute. 1 goal is all we need to get our season back on track. And a clean sheet, not just 1 goal. 1 goal and a clean sheet. And maybe our season may be back on track. A few fatigued legs here and there, so I will need to make some changes. The changing mark is the 75th minute for them to play the last 15 minutes. But Leandro Trossard going forward. Trossard comes clutch, but Jesus hits it on the rebound, and we are leading by 2-0. That's what I wanted to see in this second half. Come on, guys. Come on, you Gunners. I think we can do better. And the last 2 matches that we played, I think they were just a flop for us. And the season is not yet over. We are still in it to win these things. So some substitutions to make, as Thomas Partey has been given a red card. Well, I brought in Trossard, but he's already fatigued. I think he was just not fit enough to play for 90 minutes, 45 minutes. So I've brought on Merino back into the lineup. Jorginho comes in, Tipper comes in. So we are playing this certain type of defensive low block. Let's see if it will help. 15 minutes to go in the half. Hopefully we can see this game off without any drama. Red cards in the game like in real life. And now Everton, definitely they had to capitalize on that red card. They have pulled one back in the match, and it is a goal. I really look at where my defensive line was. That just tells you much about it. 5 minutes to go into the game. I hope we don't bottle this one. Don't bottle this one, please. There's still a lot to fight for, man. For lads, there added time coming. Added time will go, hopefully. I'm holding my breath. Yes, added time will come and go. We are going to win this by 2-1 against Everton. A win to at least take us into the 20s in terms of points. And now we may have just at least won our first game of the episode and won our last game of the episode, getting our season back on track a little bit. Our best man so far that was David Raya. When in a game when David Raya becomes the man of the match, I think that is a game that you need to go back and sit down and look at it and ask yourself a question of what was happening in that match. The board satisfaction is still at an all-time low, 4 out of 20. I think this one gets into the threes and twos and ones. I am out of a job. Mm, wow. Yeah, I've been talking about lacking a job for a very long time, and I think I may just be out of a job in this series before we get even further into it. So, currently, I don't know how things are going, but I believe we can get ourselves back on track. Next up, we will be having Girona in the Champions League. Our Champions League form, by the way, has been quite nice, it hasn't been too bad. We are back to ninth with that win. We are on 22 points now, only 5 points off Crystal Palace in fifth. I think we can catch up to that fifth position. That blue line, I think that is like is that supposed to be like the Europa League? Yeah, I think I can do that for now. We have Everton, Chelsea, and Manchester United to catch up to, and I think things are just going to get harder and harder for us. 22.6 games won, 4 drawn, 6 games lost. My first season, I can just call it a dismal one, a really poor season for myself so far. But at least we can get ourselves back on track. Maybe, just maybe, with the few games that are remaining. There are still a lot of games, talking about few games, because after that Girona match, I have Crystal Palace in the league, Manchester United in the Carabao Cup. At least I may still have something that I can win this season. I have Ipswich in the league, Brentford in the league, Brighton, Tottenham, Villa, Wolves. There are a couple of games to go to here. Tottenham and Aston Villa, the hardest of the next few games, and I think those are the games that we maybe drop points, but I think our season is still back on track. These two losses against Fulham and Manchester United were unnecessary. As much as I may say, I would have just loved to see a sea of green across this board, from Nottingham coming all the way down to Everton, just a sea of green. With that, I think currently we would have been fifth currently at this point if we would have just won the Fulham and Manchester United games. But the season has shifted greatly against us, and now we just stay with that. Anyway, thanks so much, guys, for watching this episode. Hope to see you in the next one. If you have enjoyed, click that like and subscribe button, and make sure to keep up, hit that notification bell to catch up with the latest episodes. Peace.